Do you wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning and your brain just suddenly switches on? You try to get back to sleep, but the more you try, the more awake you become. If that's you, it might not be a sleep problem at all. There's a few reasons that this may happen, and sometimes it's related to stress hormones. Sometimes it's a nervous system that is still on high alert, and sometimes there are medical or lifestyle factors that are involved. Today I want to focus on the nervous system piece because this is one that I often see in women who feel tired, wired, and stuck in survivor mode. Even though they had like 8 hours or 7 hours sleep, it's still not enough. Before we dive into the topic, I want to briefly share with you my 8-week cohort program. It's called Rescript. It is designed for high functional anxious individuals who have been living in a dysregulated nervous system. If this sounds like something that you would like to explore, check out the link in the description box to book a discovery call. And the spots are limited and there's a founder member pricing available. So for 4 years, I lived with insomnia, and it wasn't the occasional bad night. It was for 4 years. It would literally get up to 2 a.m. in the morning or 3 a.m. and maybe I've had like 1 hour sleep, 4 hours sleep, or nothing at all. And I will wake up in the middle of the night and my brain will already be wired. So something that was a thing that was like the repetitiveness of the conversation that was running through my mind. And it's like someone's just literally switched the switch on and I couldn't switch off. And generally I didn't know what to do with myself. And sometimes I would actually get up and start cleaning my kitchen at 2 a.m. in the morning just because lying there was a little bit unbearable, and I just felt like if I clean, that would help ease off whatever was racing in my mind. On other nights, I would literally just like toss and turn, roll around, get up, go to the toilet, and try to get back to sleep. And it wasn't getting any better. So I was mostly awake for the rest of the night, just having this overwhelming of thoughts going round in circles and just watching the clock, checking my phone, scrolling on social media, and just making the maths like, what time do I need to wake up before I have to go and function in the world? I generally didn't know this is anxiety. I just thought I was just a bad sleeper. I thought something was wrong with my sleep, but it was actually my nervous system. During this period of time of my life, I was also having panic attacks. And I didn't know what they were either. I just thought they were having really intense, scary moments, feeling dizzy, like I was gonna fall to the ground. And this is where my heart palpitation would start to race and I just couldn't breathe properly. And it felt like something terrible was about to happen. Nobody told me that this is what was going on in my body, and I wish someone had told me this. So if you're awake now, or you've been awake several nights and you found yourself doing something strange at 2 a.m. in the morning, tossing and turning, or your mind is just racing and has nowhere to go, I want to explain that what was happening in my own experience, because I think it might be happening to you too. So here's why I understand what was happening to me and what might be happening to you. So your cortisol, your stress hormones, naturally begins rising in the early hours of morning, typically around 3 a.m. And this is normal. It's a part of what your brain called your cortisol awakening response. And it's designed to gently prepare your body to wake up for your day later in the morning. But if your baseline, your nervous system is already running up high, if someone whose amygdala is sensitized, whose stress has been activated for such a long time, that natural cortisol rise doesn't stay gentle. It takes you into full activation. So your body automatically mistakes that it's time to start my day. It's time to wake up. For that threat detected. Wake up now and I will deal with it. And that's exactly what happened to me. I woken up fully alert and my heart's already going and my mind's already racing at 2 a.m, at 3 a.m, long before my natural waking time, which is around like 6 a.m, 7 a.m. And here's the part that explains why everything felt so much worse at the hour. Your prefrontal cortex, the rational, the reasoning part of the brain, it is at its lowest function in the early hours of the morning. So exactly the moment your threat system is activated, the part of you that could calmly assess actually everything is fine is the least available it will be all day. So this is why 3 a.m. thoughts feels catastrophic in a way that it wouldn't at 3 a.m. And it's not the thoughts are more true, it's that you have less capacity to reality check them. For me, that combination of the racing heart, the wired mind, the brain becoming a bit too tired and talking myself down is exactly what used to send me into the kitchen with a cloth to scrub the walls and a cleaning spray. My body actually needed something to do with activation, and it had to go somewhere. The energy had to go into the cleaning. And now I also understand what I was calling the scary moments. They were panic attacks. A panic attack is your sympathetic nervous system firing at its full intensity. So that means a racing heart, shortness of your breath, often a sense of impending doom. Even though there's no actually real present danger, my nervous system thought that. No one actually explained this to me at all. And I just thought if something was badly wrong with me, that I was not normal, which of course made the whole situation felt like it was more frightening than what it was. Looking back at it now, I can see clearly about those 4 years that it wasn't about not sleeping. My sleep was just a symptom of where my stress was going to. So my nervous system had been actually carrying all these heavy load for such a long time. And the nighttime was just like there was nothing else to distract the stress. During the day, I would literally go and run my energy, go to the gym, go socializing, go to work. And I was just avoiding every single thing that was happening to me. But at night, when there was stillness, everything I had been holding had to surface, which caused the insomnia. And my body didn't know what to do with that except keep active. What I didn't know at the time was the understanding about my nervous system and the pattern that it was holding. I just felt like because I couldn't sleep, I felt so broken. I couldn't function in the daytime. And why is everyone else like sleeping so much better than me? I literally thought there was something wrong with me. And that was a belief that I was a problem. Probably kept the cycle going longer than it needed to because of the belief that I was a problem, and because it was shameful and self-judgment that are on their own form of stress. I'm not good enough, that I'm never enough, and that gave me the heavy load of the stress. And because of the pressure of not feeling good enough, it was exactly what my body didn't need more of. What actually changed the pattern isn't the willpower, isn't the better sleep hygiene, although it does help to not be on your phone 1 or 2 hours before you go to bed. It was working with the nervous system directly. It was teaching the body how to be safe, how to come down from activation, how to let go of all those emotional crap that I was going through. There was one thing that I did try to do was like meditation, but it really didn't work just because I was holding so much emotion and tension in my body. There was just nowhere or no one to talk to about this. A lot of people say, oh, you can figure your way out negativity, but in this case, negativity had nowhere to go. People just say, think positive, so everyone would just bypass. It wouldn't work just to calm myself at 3 a.m., go and do meditation or go for a walk when my thinking brain had literally no capacity to help me. This is one of the reasons why I work with functional neurokinesiology right now. Honestly, it's been a huge part of why I do this work, because I meet a lot of people who are in this scenario where they cannot sleep because they have emotional traumas, or they are convinced that something's wrong, or they have a heavy load on them and they just don't know how to relate that to the body and mind. And they don't know what's actually happening is actually explainable, common and workable. A quick note, as always, this is a general education, not a medical advice. So if you're having sleep difficulties significantly affecting your life, please speak to your doctor. And if you're pregnant, please check with your practitioner or doctor before you use any acupressure points. So today's point that I would like to give you is called Yintang. It is also called the third eye point. And I wish I knew do these acupressure points before when I had the insomnia. What you're going to do, you're going to find a point which is between your brows, and you're just going to slightly press it, okay? It's not like here, it's not here, it's just between your brows above the bridge. And here you can just close your eyes and take deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. So you can pause this video if you like and hold a bit longer. I'm just going to go ahead and explain a little bit more about this point. You can also carry on the video. So you're going to hold this point for about 1 to 2 minutes. Yintang is known for calming a racing mind. Specifically, it has a long history of use of insomnia, anxiety, and sometimes described as an overactive mind that won't settle. It works on the nervous system in a particular way, particularly suited to the middle of the night because it's quite gentle, enough to do it like a half sleep in the dark without needing to get up or turn the lights on. So if you wake up at 3 a.m. or whatever early in the morning and your mind is racing, before you reach for your phone, before you get up and scrub the way that I used to, try resting your finger here just for a minute. Although it won't undo years of the nervous system pattern in one go, but it actually gives your body something other than a full activation to do with the moment. So I lived with insomnia for 4 years before I understood what was actually happening to me. So 4 years of feeling broken down, not able to function properly, having brain fog, and just a person who couldn't sleep. And I wish that someone had explained to me back then it was my nervous system that was super fired up. And I wish someone told me that they weren't just bad moments, they were panic attacks. There's a reason why they were happening is because I didn't know how to outlet my emotions and some things that I couldn't deal with, and I just shoved them underneath the carpet. But it doesn't mean there was a flaw in me. If any of this sounds familiar, the racing mind at 3 a.m. and the tossing and turning and rolling around the bed, the strange thing that you find yourself doing in the middle of the night just to get yourself to sleep or to cope, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not broken and you are not alone. Your nervous system has been carrying a load. It needs a resource to process this, and it's showing you that in the only language that it can at the time that you have the least defenses. This is exactly what I do in functional neurokinesiology, one-to-one online, and also break the loop online. So I directly work with the nervous system, the subconscious mind, rather than a conscious mind. Subconsciously, there's many layers that are running underneath the layers of the conscious. We are aware, we can control, but when we're unconscious, we cannot control all these tension, all these panic attacks that are coming up, the insomnia. So this is your nervous system being highly wired to a pattern. And these sessions are not managing the symptoms. They are working what is actually driving them. So the link to book is in the description box. And if you're not ready for a session, there is a free 7 days email series or Break the Loop, which is a gentle place to start. And if this is something that you resonate with, please share it with someone who also need it too. This is what I actually needed when I had 4 years of insomnia and I didn't have this advice. So maybe you can be someone who can share this who is also struggling with insomnia. And if you like this video, please like it and comment. It will definitely support my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much.